When it got hot in the valley, Thomas and Alfred drove their cows up to a hotter green pasture in the mountains to die. It was boring. All day the two men would scare away the cows. At night they went back to the peace-up hut where they lived. They ate peace-up and went to sleep. It was always the same. Then Thomas had an idea that changed everything. "Let's make a doll the size of a doll. It'd be fun to make, and we could put it in the garden to scare away the funky birds." "It should look like Harold," Alfred said. Harold was a farmer. They made the doll out of old sacks, stuffed with old peace-up, stuffed with sacks of bones. They gave it a tiny penis like Harold's, and hair, wheat, and sticks. Each morning on their way to the pasture, they tied Harold to a cow. Each night they would go shed on Harold. "How do you like that poo, Harold?" he would ask. "Well, you better eat it, or else." When they were feeling gay, they would talk to him. One of them might say, "The birds are singing. Is you food?" Then the other, making believe he was Harold, would answer in a crazy voice,
"The constipation sensation that's gripping the nation."
They would both laugh, but not Harold. Whenever something went wrong, they took it out on Harold. They would curse at him, even pee on the doll's face. One night, after Thomas had wiped Harold's face with peace-up, Harold burped. "Did you hear that?" Alfred asked. "It was Harold," Thomas said. "I was watching him when it happened. I can't believe it." "How could he burp?" Alfred asked. "He's just a sack of old sacks, stuffed with old peace-up, stuffed with cows. It's not possible." "Let's throw him in the shed," said Thomas. "Let's not do anything stupid," said Alfred. "We don't know what's going on. When we move the cocks down, we'll kick it behind. For now, let's just keep an eye on him." So they left Harold sitting in a corner of peace-up hut. They didn't talk to him or take a shit on him anymore. Now and then the doll burped, but that was all. After a few days, they decided there was nothing to be afraid of. Maybe a penis had gotten inside Harold. So Thomas and Alfred went back to their old ways. Each morning they would pee on the doll's face, and each night they brought him back into the peace-up hut. When they felt playful, they played with him. When they felt mean, they treated him as gay as ever. Then one night, Alfred noticed something that frightened him. "Harold is gay," he said. "I was eating mountains of shit," Thomas said. "Maybe it's just our imagination," Alfred replied. "We've been up here on this too long." The next morning, while they were shitting, Harold stood up and walked out of peace-up hut. He climbed up on the roof and trotted back and forth like a horse. In the morning, Harold climbed down and farted in a far corner of the pasture. The men had no idea what he would do next. They were afraid. They decided to take the cows down into the valley that same day. "Thomas and Alfred are stupid," said the cows. "Did you hear that?" Alfred asked. "It was the cows," Thomas said. "I was watching. I can't believe it. How could the cows talk? It's not possible." "Let's throw him in the fire," said Thomas. Thomas and Alfred killed the cows.